Well, that was a weird one. I did enjoy it, and it was easily my least favorite episode of the season, and I really hope it stays that way. Hell, but it might be my least favorite episode of the whole series. It kind of just left me with little to talk about. It's because it doesn't really fit in with the rest of the season. Like, the majority of this episode could have been in season 2 or 3. What really holds it back for me is the pacing of the season. If you're new here, I'm making videos going over and analyzing each episode of Invincible after they drop. You can click there to go watch my video on the first 3 episodes. And if you're fully caught up, that means we can just go straight into it. Wait, because they split up the title card, it might be really awkward if I put them together. I'm going to need something to put in between them. The episode starts with Mark talking to Art about what he's been struggling with and how he's worried he's turning into his father. After that 4-minute long opening, we cut to Hell. And we're stuck in Hell until the 46-minute mark. The main part of the episode ends with something we've been waiting years to see 5 minutes later, and a minute-long tease for the Hell plot. I bring up the timings because it's the longest episode in the series, and it's one thing for the vast majority of the runtime. That's why it doesn't work as well as other episodes for me. It's mostly A-plot, excluding the moments where Mark is talking about his arc, culminating in Darkblood telling him that the world isn't black and white, and he ditches the black suit and returns to his old one. He flies around with a smile on his face for the first time in a very long time. It's a lot like the first time he flew in the suit in season 1, but he's still not doing that good. It's kind of brilliant to give him that quick little boost of energy with a symbolic gesture before having him crash again. It's a very realistic portrayal of his depression, but him acknowledging that he's not doing okay to Eve and he wants to work on it is a good step. That time in Hell made him accept what he did a few episodes ago, but he's still not happy that he has that Viltrumite side in him, the side he identifies as his father. But it's explicitly said too much in the episode for my liking. He does make the choice to kill Volcanica, and does so while coming from the left side of the screen, I might add. As I pointed out in my last video, I interpret that framing as his intent to kill someone. But he's comedically bad at confirming the kill, so she doesn't die. So Mark is now 1 for 4 when attempting to kill somebody. Here's the thing with this whole episode though, that's basically all that happens. We get one scene with Eve reflecting on the pregnancy, and they recasted William, I guess. The whole thing is clearly tearing her up, so it sucks we only got one scene about it. Debbie decides to move in with Paul, and that decision happens off screen. That's a big character moment for her that we didn't see. And it's not like I hate the Hell stuff. The opening fight was fun. I really love the parts where they were just silhouettes. The new lore they dropped is very interesting. I want to know more about the other ages, even though I think it might basically be Doom lore. I haven't read enough about the modern Doom games, but I think it's basically the same thing. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. The whole soundtrack for the episode was definitely Doom inspired though. Not going to complain, it went very hard. Damien was fun in it, and Bruce Campbell does a very good job of playing the devil from the Bible. There were a couple lines I really liked, like the one about how humans are inherently good and how we should focus on making Earth perfect and turning it into a heaven instead of looking for one in the sky. But this whole plot line kind of fell out of place. In moments where they would have cut to Eve or Debbie, we just got lore, which would have been fine if it wasn't the whole episode. This one suffered for future episodes that will follow this plot line. This is all a new addition. Setting all of this up in a story that isn't designed with it from the start is going to have it feel out of place. But like, you really should have cut out of Hell a few times, man. There's like 3 minutes straight of falling. And a Cerberus fight we don't get to see because we got another minute of falling to look at. To be fair, that was funny. All I know is the final fights this season are going to go so hard with the time they saved doing this episode. It would have landed a lot better if the falling bits were shorter, and we used that time to show Eve alone, stressed out about the pregnancy before calling William. It would have made skipping the Cerberus fight less insulting too. And instead of seeing Mark fly to another place in Hell, we see Debbie talking with Paul about wanting to move in. The whole episode felt like important stuff happening off screen to explain the new lore. And much like with the stuff from last episode, this might not be the time to do these side quests. Oh wait, do you know what it feels like? Give me a second. It feels it feels exactly like this random part of the comics, which is cutting away from the main story to show something else. It felt really weird and out of place when I was reading it, to the point that I was contemplating skipping it entirely. Hell, they even fight the magma guys during this. It also kind of felt like Beard After Hours in Ted Lasso. You know, it's kind of just there, spending a lot of time to say one thing. I will defend that overhated episode of Ted Lasso, by the way. I really like it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this one. I do respect the falling bit. I am personally a fan of trolling the audience, like the General White quest in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, but I would have preferred if this happened either in a previous season or if there was less A plot and more B plot. I am excited to see where this Hell arc goes. Not excited as I am for Omni-Man's return to Earth in episode 5. But that will do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video enough to come back next week or to go back and watch my video on the first 3 episodes. Comment what you liked or didn't like about this one, and let me know if I missed anything. If you really enjoyed it, feel free to like, hype, and subscribe. Doing all 4 of those things really helps for a small channel like mine. Follow me on other platforms if you want. I hope to see you all next week.